Today's episode of Dating Disasters features Ivy, a woman whose date quickly turned into a jealous obsession.
Hi, I'm Ivy. I am 36 years old. I currently live in Charlotte County, Florida, and I want to share with you guys something that happened to me years ago with one of my online dating experiences. Was just coming out of a relationship for almost I'd been married to him for 10 years. So I Tinder was new, but it wasn't brand new. It wasn't like right on the scene or anything. But we didn't know what we know now. So I got on Tinder, I was scrolling through, I matched with this guy. We talked for about 2 weeks, everything lined up, he gave me his name, I Googled him because I am a nervous Nelly as it is. I Googled him, I did, like, all the standard stuff, nothing came up, he didn't have, like, any mugshots or any arrest records, he wasn't on any lists that I could see publicly.
Okay, not bad. At least she did some research. Let's see where this goes.
Um And that was it. It was fine. So we talked for about 2 weeks, seemed like a really, like, chill dude, we had a lot in common, and so finally he's like, "Hey, let's get together, let's go to dinner." And I'm like, "Okay, fine." So we agree to meet at a public restaurant, and, um we meet up, everything's going pretty well, and one of my childhood, and I mean, we dated in high school, okay? So, this was not really not in my mind, not a true relationship, right? We never had to pay bills together, we never had to struggle. So, he walks in the door and he's with his spouse, and he walks up because small town, everybody knows everybody. And me and him had run into each other multiple times before this whole experience happened, and never had any issues. His wife, super sweet lady, love her to death. Comes up, they're fine. They're both interacting with me. It's like a great conversation. I introduce them, and I was paying attention to the guy I was with. I'm trying not to say his name, but I was paying attention to kind of like his mannerisms at this point, and he's like uncomfortable, and I'm like, oh, this is weird. Maybe he like knows them, or like maybe there's something weird.
Here we go.
At the party left, right? And his wife leave. They go sit at the table. Everybody's minding their own business, and I redirect my full attention back to him. And in this moment, he is like angry. He is so annoyed with me. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? Now I'm a really like bubbly, outgoing person. So I didn't know if maybe I was just like annoying him, but he's just like, oh, is that how you are with all men? Like, is this just like your demeanor? Like, and just starts like basically accusing me of possibly being like a several slurs, okay? And I'm like, No, I just grew up with that person and I've known them my whole life, basically." So then I'm like, "Okay, I'm still gonna pay for my food. Imma leave because this is weird. Like, he's degrading me. He's just like, just completely degrading me." I'm like, "Okay, Imma leave. That's fine. Bye." And I leave. And I block his number. That's gonna be it for me. We're not doing that again, right? I don't want any parts of that. It was fine for a few days. Everything was fine for a few days. And I walk out. I go to work Monday, and I everything's fine. Nothing weird. I walk out and there's a flower on my car. And so this is when I start realizing how dumb I am, right? I drove a sports car that had a big cult following.
While we should be mindful of our online presence, you also can't beat yourself up over someone who clearly doesn't understand boundaries.
And I was in all the groups for it. I posted pictures of that car regularly. Like, it was, if you knew me, you knew my car. I had obviously divulged this information to him at some point because I was really proud of my car. I really loved my car. Every day that week, same thing. Flower, 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 flower. Friday hits and I get a text message, but from a weird number. And it was like, "I hope you're enjoying your flowers. Unblock me." Signed his name. I was like, "Are you kidding me? How did you find out where I worked?" So he was coming up and he was like actually putting flour on every day. So I did not. I blocked the number he texted me from saying unblock him. But now I know who it is. when I started like looking into everything, I realized a lot of the information he gave me was his parents' information. His dad had the same name as him.
Researching people can be tricky for this reason. Same family names, uniquely spelled names, or even name changes.
I never found anything criminal about him or anything, but it just kept getting worse. Following me to my old job, placing things on my car, showing up. He showed up at Walmart one time, showed up at Dollar General one time. I'd be driving down the road. He'd be behind me at random. And at this point, I don't even know what to do. I'm like, he's not threatening me because that was what the police asked originally. He's not threatening me. He's not doing anything. I've just said, hey, please leave me alone. And he's never actually texted me again. He's not called me. And I can't prove that it's him putting the flowers on my car at this point. It's thankfully somebody that I worked with, their spouse was in law enforcement. They knew what was going on. I had told them. They just happened to be there visiting their spouse when he was back out at my car, putting flowers on my car. And so I never got a formal peace order against him, but I did get um, uh, it was just basically a cease and desist. So that being said, I did find the guy later and on it was a search that I had done online. This was like probably like 6 years later because this guy just like constantly still pops up in my head. But I had done a search on him and I did find out that he was going through a divorce and his wife had listed domestic violence in the court, like in the court hearings. So the red flag was there. I was looking for the wrong person and that guy was crazy. So I never did use social media for dating again. It scared me bad enough. I happen to have already known my current husband who I ended up marrying while this was happening, so I never had to do that again.
Ivy's obsessed flower lever could have ended up much worse. This is why we have to be diligent when researching dates. You have to always use other qualifiers like age, emails, addresses, or phone numbers. See you next time. We want to thank you for following and subscribing to Dating Disasters. If you have your own story to share, we'd love to hear it. Send us a comment and we'll get back to you. Bye.